Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. And today we have some really good news because we are going to be speaking about the news that Meghans Friends, 5 of Meghans Friends, have actually spoken out to the press. And this article I do actually believe. So we will be going through that article and some of the comments and some of the quotes. And of course I have linked to that article in the description, so please do go and open that in a separate window and we will talk about it later. But first of all, the one thing that we cannot escape from today is that it's an important day, a very important day, Wednesday the 6th of February 2019, and I am of course referring to the Queen's Accession Day. This is the day in 1952 when the Queen came to the throne. So it's a sad day because, as we know, for the Queen to come to the throne, it means that her father had to sadly pass away, and of course he did pass away at a relatively young age, leaving the lady who became the Queen Mother, formerly Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Consort. It left Queen Elizabeth, who became the Queen Mother, a widow at a very early age. So it's a very sad day for the Queen, one in which she spends at Sandringham in quiet contemplation. So I'm going to read a little bit from a BBC broadcast in 1952, and I'm going to try and do the voice, so do bear with me with the voice. So the BBC said in 1952, "It is with the greatest sorrow that we make the following announcement. It was announced from Sandringham at 10:45 a.m. today, February the 6th, 1952, that the King, who retired to rest last night in his usual health, passed peacefully away in his sleep earlier this morning." And of course, the Queen wasn't actually in the country at the time. She was on tour, and she was actually in Kenya, and she was staying at the Treetops Resort. So she actually had the news broken to her by Prince Philip at Treetops in Kenya, and she had to make a very speedy return back to the UK. And of course there would have been chants of, or cheers of, declarations of the King is dead, long live the Queen. So yes, I just think it's a very quiet day for the Queen, one in which she spends probably with her horses, and then of course tomorrow on the 7th of February she will return back to Buckingham Palace to begin her year of royal engagements. And I always think that this is the start of the Queen's official year. Of course, New Year is still January the 1st, but I think this is the real start. It's the end of the Queen's Christmas holiday and the start of her brand new royal year. So I'm going to go now to the chat room and say hello to everyone. By the way, have you noticed anything about this video? Does it sound any different? Let me know in the comments. Do I actually sound any better? Am I clearer? I don't know. I am using a new piece of equipment, so let me know. Okay, people saying they like the voice, my BBC voice. And yes, we are going to talk about Meghans Friends. Okay, it sounds clearer. It is, because I'm using a microphone, a different microphone, that I plug into my phone. So there we go. I have improved the quality of the videos, which is really, really good. Okay, now, let's get on to Meghans Friends. So I'm going to open up the article myself. So I do implore all of you to go to the description and open up the link in a separate window so you can follow what I'm on about if you haven't already seen it already. So basically, 5 of Meghans' friends, we don't know who they are. They have opted to remain anonymous, have spoken out to People magazine or People Online. I'm not quite sure which one, but anyway, I've got the article from online. The article was written by Michelle Torber and published on the 6th of February, so that is today. So I do invite you all to go and check out that article, because obviously that is Michelle's article, so I do of course want you to go and read her article. But we are going to talk about it, and of course we are going to talk about some of the quotes. Now, this article I do actually believe is true. It kind of strikes the right kind of tone and balance as to what Friends would actually say. So even though we don't know the exact sources, we do know that there are 5 friends, and we do know that they have opted to remain anonymous, which I think is good. And I think we can also safely say that I think the five friends would have had permission from Meghan. I think they would have spoken to her beforehand, probably pre-discussed what topics they were going to talk about, and I think it's a good way for Meghan to kind of get her story, her perspective out via the perspective of her friends. So I'm going to read some of the article quotes. So Meghan's close friends are actually opening up for the first time about the woman that they know and love. So basically the article starts by saying that they have maintained a silence for pretty much 2 years. And I think a lot of Meghan's close friends, they have pretty much remained silent. But I think they have found that now is the time to definitely speak out. So they, in quotes, it says, they want to stand up against the global bullying we are seeing and speak the truth about our friend. And I think some of these close friends may also be co-stars, because it does say in here, it refers to some of them as co-stars. So that's another reason why I think that this article is true and accurate, because I don't think you would kind of quote that it would be a co-star if it wasn't true and accurate. So Meghan has silently sat back and endured the lies and untruths, her former co-star says. They also say, we worry about what this is doing to her and the baby. And I think that's been a big worry for a lot of Meghan's fans too, is also, you know, how the stress of everything with all the talk about the royal feud and all the racist undertones that are coming through. I think that has been a big concern, is that people are worried about the health of the baby. The co-star carries on. It's wrong to put anyone under this level of emotional trauma, let alone anyone when they're pregnant. And I think that's, you know, a pretty much a good point to make. So as I've said, the ladies requested to remain anonymous to protect the private relationships in which they hold dear. Some of them, obviously, in fact all of them, have actually been to Nottingham Cottage, which of course is the Kensington Palace home, which Meghan shares with Harry. And they say, we've all been to their cottage. It's small, as we know, pretty bijou, and she's made it cosy. But the perception of their lifestyle and the reality are two different things. Meg cooks for herself and Harry every single day. So basically, it's kind of saying Meghan, as we already kind of assumed, is a bit of a home bird. They got engaged over a chicken. So, you know, Meghan likes to cook. She likes to look after people. And I think that's what the friends are kind of getting at. They're saying that even though people may think that she has servants and, you know, all these staff doing this and that, she cooks every single day and also takes care of the dogs as well. Another friend said, we had a couple of days together recently. Her husband, Harry, was out of town on work. In the room she made up for me, there was a candle lit by the bed, slippers and a robe. And of course that kind of fits in with what we know about Meghan's former home, in that, you know, she likes candles and, you know, nice pretty things. A nice homely thing. So I think Meghan has definitely made Nottingham Cottage a bit of a home. We were the only two in the house. It was our time. She made the most lovely meals. I would love to know what she cooked. She made tea every day. It was raining and muddy outside, so the dogs got all dirty. And she's wiping them off with towels. How much she loves her animals. How much she loves her friends. How much she loves feeding you, taking care of you. None of that has changed. So there we go. Even through all the traumas and lies that have been put out there, Meghan still remains the same. She remains the same girl that the friends recognise. So all this talk about that she hasn't got a voice, and I know she kind of doesn't have a voice to speak out about the lies, but she's kind of found it through her friends. But even through all of that, she has maintained who she is as a person. So I think that's really something good to kind of hold on to. The friends also discuss the ongoing mess, I think, between her and her father and her half-sister Samantha. So they say that they have been made to appear as siblings who have had this falling out, and that's not the truth at all. And this is said by a long-time friend who says that Samantha and Meghan and her half-brother Thomas Jr., who were in their mid to late teens when Meghan was born, they were not a part of her life. So basically what I think it's saying is they weren't close anyway to begin with, so they haven't had this huge massive fallout now since she married into the royal family. It's been an ongoing thing, and I think that's something that we all kind of already guessed, that there was other things going on a long time before Meghan actually joined the royal family. And they go on, as for Meghan's father, he knows how to get in touch with her, adds the long-term friend. He's never called, he's never texted, it's super painful. So there we go. The friend kind of says that Meghan is feeling a lot of pain, and that actually Meghan's father hasn't reached out to her. Now, we know that from interviews that he's done with Piers Morgan, that he has said that he has tried to contact Meghan almost every day, I think he said. I think he said he's written, he's phoned and texted, and he said that she had ghosted him. Well, now we have another side of the story from her friends saying that actually he hasn't tried to contact. So there we go. We have two conflicting views, and I will leave it up to you guys to decide what you think on that one. But yes, they also paint Meghan as the sort of person that you go to for help. One of the friends recalled that whenever she has a problem, she always thinks, I need to tell Meg, I need to discuss with Meg. And that when she phones, Meghan always asks how she's doing first, and she'll only disclose how she's doing once she's found out how her friends are doing. The friend also says when you see her at walkabouts, when she crouches down to talk to the kids and genuinely has real conversations with people, that's Meg. That is what she does. That's how she engages with people and how she always has. So again, saying that she hasn't changed and that being a member of the royal family hasn't changed her. And that's kind of all about what the article says. So I'm just really, really pleased and happy, I think, that the friends have actually decided to speak out. And like I said, I do think it is with the agreement of Meghan as well. Okay, let's just see. Ninova49 says, that's Serena that said that. Serena said that in a video on Instagram. Aha, there we go. It could be Serena, couldn't it? I didn't think about Serena. It could be. Vicky P says, so I have Jessica, Serena, Abigail, the one friend with an orange dress and the hat at the wedding for sure. We don't know who the five are, but, you know, some good guesses there. Maggie says, very sad about Meghan's father. And Museum Freak says, Meghan is a good person, self-made millionaire, worked hard. She is an example to follow for me. The epitome of the American dream. Her family needs psychotherapy, and I'm not kidding, they need help. That is one opinion. Be Amazing says, yes, Serena is already using her PR group to tackle the issue. I mean, again, it could be Serena leading the way. We don't actually know. But yes, it was definitely 5 women. Wendy says, every single time any of us clicks on a YouTube hate site, they get paid. Every time one of us comments in her defence, they get paid and thrive. Stop clicking. I would agree entirely with that one. Suzanne says, Jessica, Serena, Amal, Sarah and Ricky. Or Rick, I should say. Again, it could be those. We don't actually really know. Arnold Sanders says, I believe the article because one of them talked about the 2 dogs. Again, like I said, the tone of the article makes it believable to me. Mary Brunn says, I'm just happy that someone is finally speaking out on behalf of Meghan. I think we all are. And Sweet Serenity says, yes, more than sure, Meghan was asked by her friends before giving an interview. Bravo! Bullying has to be called out. I would agree entirely. And hello to Be Amazing from Nigeria. I've gone global. And thank you to Lou Guy for the thumbs up. Zione says, but I thought Meghan's father doesn't know her address. He said on interviews on Good Morning Britain. But he also said he contacted her. He's also said lots of kind of conflicting information with the different articles and that he's actually given to the press. Vicky P says, the reporters have a problem with Friends speaking anonymously, but they have so-called sources who probably don't even have much contact with her. But I believe these sources. I do indeed. Alicia Anderson says, wow, your voice sounds amazing. I'm glad the new microphone is working. I really am. You see, I do invest in the channel. So thank you to everyone who's donated, because I'm going to use this new piece of equipment when I visit the Victorian town. I haven't forgotten. With all what's gone on with Molly recently, I haven't gone, but I'm planning on going to the Victorian town and filming with my new microphone next week sometime. Sharon Hill says, yes, the more it brights, the worse the darkness gets. And Karen Mitchell says, so glad Meghan has such good friends. Annette White says, I've never been so disgusted as hearing Piers Morgan trashing Meghan for the sincere effort she made to the street workers. He made the effort seem dirty when it was his mind that was filthy. I think, okay, I haven't spoken about the bananas, actually. I mentioned them in the video of the engagement, but I haven't spoken about the bananas. So let's talk bananas. I feel like I want a banana with something written on it. I think what Meghan was doing was really, really good for those ladies. Those ladies, I'm not going to talk about their job, if you like, because YouTube made demonetize my video. So let's just talk about their job. We all know what those ladies' jobs are. And it's a very sad situation that those ladies are in. And Meghan knows that if you do nothing, then nothing is done. And at least a little something, even a message of support written on a banana, shows these ladies who may not have a lot of hope, who may be rock bottom in their life, who have things that just aren't going right, that someone is thinking about them. And it may just, just looking at that message on a banana might just perk them up and, help them to get through a hard night on the streets. So I think what she did was really, really good. And, yes, a message on a banana isn't going to take these ladies out of their job and put them, into typical employment, shall we say. But it is going to hopefully improve their morale and give them a little bit of strength to get through the night. And I think that's what Meghan understood when she did it. And I thought it was a lovely idea just to ask for the pen and write a message on a banana. I think that was a really lovely thing to do, and hopefully the women that received those bananas would have found some strength and some comfort in that, just to help them through. D. Ray says, I am glad Meghan has good friends. Her intentions were good when she wrote on the bananas. Sometimes you need encouragement. I would agree indeed. Sharon Hillwalk says, I loved that she put the message on the bananas. And Cookies and Cream says, she's definitely being bullied by the racist British media. It's not healthy for her or the baby. They're hoping she'll lose the baby. They don't want a biracial woman in the royal family. Again, that's one view. Although I do think the media in themselves, I think they're in it for the money more than anything. And I don't think they really care who gets some money. It could be My Cat Molly. If they thought that My Cat Molly could get them clicks and views, and they could put out fake stories about My Cat Molly, they would. They are not picky about who they choose to make money off. So I don't necessarily think that the British media are doing it necessarily to be racist. However, I think what is the point is that these fake stories and a lot of these stories that they are repeating do come from racial sources, and I do think that once they perpetuate the stories, that it attracts people that have racist views to those stories, and that's when you get all of the comments, all the really negative, horrible, vile, racist comments, because it draws those people out. It's like a magnet to them, and it almost in a way gives those people with those views kind of a safe space to air those views, or it makes them feel like they can air those views. And it is wrong. I don't think the British media should be repeating things or even kind of making things up in general. And I just think it's really ironic that they're now talking about kindness and, you know, be kind, and they're trying to get to the bottom. It's ironic that they've started talking about that ever since Kensington Palace has said that they are investigating or looking at where all of these stories come from. I'm just saying, you know, it just seems a little bit hypocritical to me. Margaret McCulloch says, I wonder how many of us could stand up to the scrutiny that Meghan receives. She does indeed receive a lot of scrutiny, and I'm just really, really pleased that the Friends have decided to speak out. And we mustn't forget also that when Catherine first joined the royal family, her family was also under scrutiny. You know, her mother got some stick for being a air hostess, and we had all the social climbing rumours back then for the family. So it's not new, but it is, I think, heightened because of Meghan. I think lots of people are interested in Meghan, and Meghan has drawn a lot of interest from around the world into the royal family. Yes, deep hypocrisy. I agree, Arnold. Caroline, yes, I'm glad people are speaking out. A red girl says the ones who are spreading kindness are the same ones who printed the lies in the first place. That I would agree with. Hello to Hungary. Vianua says people are just jealous of Meghan because she's doing a great job. Well, I do agree she's doing a very great job. Pamela says Meghan started the kindness conversation at the Fashion Awards. It isn't their origins concept. They are capitalising on the tide. But it's also quite interesting that they capitalised on it the very moment that Kensington Palace said they were investigating. That's the bit that seems a little bit off to me. Sharon Hill says the media have a vicious and vindictive tone towards Meghan that may be racially influenced. Not all the media. Some media is good. Some media is credible. I think what we're talking about is the lower kind of gutter press, the lower class media, shall we say. HRH Pan F says, I agree with you. Those people are sick with nothing tangible to do with their empty lives. Those kind of pieces that are put out there and published do attract scum, basically. Royal Masterpiece says, I love that they came together and defended her. My heart and prayers go out to her. This is supposed to be an exciting time for her and Prince Harry. I would agree. Royal Masterpiece also says, I think some media just can't handle a mover and shaker, like Meghan. Sharon Hill says, yes, I meant to say tabloid media. Alicia says, is it true that Catherine is planning for baby number 4? We don't know, but I've always thought privately that I think she may go for baby number 4. I've just got a feeling that she isn't going to stop with 3, but we don't know officially. Am I on Twitter? No. Twitter is toxic. Stay away from Twitter. Zion says, Sun News, in the Sun newspaper, they do write about negative stories about Meghan every day, and you mean every day, repeating the same stories. Sounds like some YouTube channels as well. Blue, red, yellow, green says, curtsy, Mum. I saw that there's a contingency. Oh, yes, I am going to speak about the Queen and the whole, Brexit evacuation thing in a separate video. So hopefully tomorrow I'll do a pop-up on the Queen and Brexit, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on that whole story. You can get in touch with me on Instagram. I do have an Instagram, royal_reviewer on Instagram. And I do believe you can send messages there. Jacqueline Gray says, I also worry for Harry. He seems to be very sensitive. I also think he's quite strong. I think they're both quite strong for each other and quite supportive. Okay, I'm going to leave it here for now. I've spoken about the Friends, and of course I've spoken about the Queen's Accession Day. Tomorrow I plan, and I hope to do a video about the Queen and Brexit and the emergency evacuation plans that have all been spoken about. So I'll give you my opinions on those. And of course I will bring you all of the up-to-date royal engagements. So I'm glad that you've noticed that the sound quality is better. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. And also, please do make sure you are subscribed to the channel. It really does help. So, from me, for now, in Shropshire, goodbye. Mwah to you all.